The Department of Public Safety and Community Development for the city of Johannesburg have called for safe city free of vandalism. It comes after the growing incidents of vandalism of city property. To expand this discussion, we're joined by the MMC for Public Safety in the city of Johannesburg, Mokoena, who joins us for more. A very good morning to you, MMC. Thank you for your time. You've expressed your concerns around issues of vandalism, especially during this festive period. Talk to us about some of these concerns.
Good morning, Paul, and thank you good morning to your colleagues and listeners at home. It is very concerning that the people that are given the facilities that they are supposed to use vandalize them. One very tragic incident was what happened in El Dorado Park, where when there was maintenance in place, kids decided to go through the gate that was supposed to be locked. They went through the bars and one of them drowned. So it is just a trend amongst our people to vandalize properties. And we implore them to appreciate what they are given, because they should consider the fact that those properties actually belong to them and they have to look after those properties. Properties are provided to them, and after provision, we cannot monitor them. Of course, there is security there, but we implore our people to work hand in hand with security officers to identify culprits and to stop people from vandalizing our properties. It is just a very heartbreaking situation where facilities are vandalized by people that are supposed to utilize them.
Have you noted at all the differences according to the different periods when it comes to the incidents of vandalism? I mean, you'll recall that the Basic Education Minister was also speaking about schools around the city being vandalized and destroyed during the hard lockdown period. Do you think that there has been a significant increase looking at the current situation of a lockdown?
I think there has been, but the person that has the figures would be MNC Arnolds, who is responsible for those facilities. But she's always giving us information to the effect that this place has been vandalized, that place has been vandalized. So I think people just take advantage of the situation and do what they are not supposed to do.
And how does this then impact the city's budget?
It does impact the city's budget, because remember, when the budget is allocated, there is no provision for vandalism. There are a lot of areas where we would like to provide those services. If people vandalize this one area and the city goes back to fix that area, then the other area suffers. So the budget also is highly impacted by the vandalism.
We're in lockdown level 3 as announced by the president on Monday. And of course, today being New Year's Eve, people are preparing for celebrations. Of course, we have been cautioned that these celebrations will be celebrations like none other that have been experienced. Curfews have been imposed, and of course, a lot of restrictions during this time. When it comes to your message for social responsibility and fireworks safety during this period, what would you say to the city residents?
Let me first start by saying this, Mpho. Last night, MMCs went to respective regions to assess the situation as to whether people are complying to regulations. And I must tell you that I was at Beyers Naudé intersection. From there, we drove to Soweto, and I was getting reports from other MMCs in other areas. The areas were extremely quiet. I was actually surprised to see the level of compliance in Soweto. There were no people in the streets. People have heeded the call from the president that we should comply. And I think people realize the impact of this pandemic on our lives. So I would like to say to our residents, what we saw last night, we would like them to continue behaving in that fashion. It was highly commendable for us to see what was happening last night. No one in the streets. I think there were 1 or 2 cars that were stopped by JMPD officers. but overall, people are complying and people behave very well. So I would request our residents to continue behaving like that and to keep in mind that COVID kills. It has killed a lot of people. And also to consider the fact that we have frontline workers, we have EMS officers, we have JMPD officers, we have health workers. We should consider the fact that those people are not immune to the virus. They also get infected, they get affected when their colleagues are infected, and we should always spare a thought for them, pray for them, because I can assure you, Mpo, they are scared. They just go there as soldiers in war, but they are scared because they are working under different conditions, under a new normal, a normal of COVID-19, which affects everyone. So I would also like our residents to remember that once they break the law and expect our law officers to enforce the law, then they also get infected. They also are vulnerable as much as everyone else. So cooperation from residents will assist us a lot.
Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula has so far noted a decline in road accidents compared to this time last year. And of course, with the alcohol ban in place, this of course has had some sort of effect on these numbers. What would your message be to those who may be considering drinking and driving during this time?
Well, the message is that their abode will be a cell. If you drink tonight, remember you'll go to court on either Monday or Tuesday. So there shall be no mercy as far as the law is concerned. Once you break the law, then you are locked in and you'll sit in a cell. That will be your abode for the entire long weekend. So we shall not compromise as far as safety is concerned. They'll be locked up.
Very well. Thank you so much for your time.